What is going on, guys? Daniel here with the Traders Corner, and welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be a little bit different than our usual content, where it's usually, um, you know, trade reviews or analysis or back testing or something of that sort. We're going to switch lanes a little bit, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to a pretty famous YouTuber. His name is Biaheza, or I don't know how to say it, but um, he's a pretty big YouTuber. He makes videos mainly about making money online, right? So his claim to fame is drop shipping, and he does a bunch of other things now. He invests in real estate. He invests in the stock market. He does um, a bunch of different challenge videos. So like the video that I'm watching right now that I'm going to be reacting to is a him trying to day trade Forex for a week, right? So yeah, let's just hop right to it. All right, guys. So, like I said, this is Biaheza, and we're going to be reacting to I tried day trading Forex for a week, complete beginner. All right, so let's just hop right into it.
The only thing I know about Forex day trading is that there's a lot of scammers on Instagram who throw around this term while flexing Lambos and then say that you can get a Lambo lifestyle just like them. All you gotta do is join their live webinar and buy their Forex day trading mentorship. So in this video, I want to set out to find out, first of all, what Forex day trading even means. Is it a real thing? Is it just a topic that people sell fake courses on? And I'm even gonna dive headfirst, open a trading account, and try this whole concept out for myself.
So yeah, first off, just to clear the air, yeah, Forex is definitely a market saturated with this laptop lifestyle. You do it, you'll be a millionaire. You'll get a Lambo. Listen to me, I'm a guru. I'll sell you this course. Blah blah blah. You can do it too. Um, and while there is some truth to that, while there is the fact that you can make money from your laptop, you can um, do all these things. It's not as the way that it's pushed to you in society is not in a very realistic way, right? The people that you're mainly seeing do all of these things and join my group and do all that stuff when people are recruiting. That's mainly, a subset of the Forex community, not the majority, right? That's more of the loud minority instead of the actual group of professional traders who actually make a lot of money while trading. And that's not to say that people who do that and flex their Lambos and all their money and stuff don't make money or a lot of money trading or aren't successful traders. It's just that that is a small majority of the people involved in the Forex market.
So before starting this video, I really did not know anything about Forex trading. So I searched the term up on YouTube, clicked on a video. It was a guy talking while sitting in a Rolls Royce. So I said, okay, I clicked on another one. It was a guy with a very smooth voice.
As you can see, the shark is out of the water.
Wearing a bathrobe the whole entire video. Then I clicked on another video. This one was a guy walking through his mansion the entire video. So right off the bat, I was really starting to question the legitimacy of this business. But then finally, I found a guy with a British accent.
Of the foreign exchange market.
From the 10 minutes of extensive research I've done so far, I can tell you that Forex is a global decentralized market on which you can trade currencies like the US dollar, the euro, Japanese yen, pretty much any currency out there. And it's kind of tricky since the way it works is in pairs, so you're not just investing into Indian rupees, for example. The man with the British accent gave out a good general rule of thumb where he said when you look at a Forex graph, let's say we use the dollar versus Indian rupees pair as an example, the currency that comes first up on the top here is the one you believe is going to go up, and correspondingly the other one you believe will lose value. So if I were to buy into this pair, I would be saying that I believe the US dollar will increase in value against the Indian rupee. And if I did that at this point right here, bought in, some time passed, and then I didn't feel like this is the case anymore, I'm selling it here, I would then be making a profit. Now this market is open 24-hour days, I believe from Sunday to Friday, and just about anything can cause the value of a currency to move. We're talking interest rates, unemployment rates, political events, inflation, public debt, all kinds of fun stuff. But there's people out there who say there are patterns and indicators in the actual graphs themselves that they can use to predict where the price of certain currencies can go, and supposedly these strategies are making these people a whole lot of money. So that kind of makes sense.
So just starting off, he said he did about 10 minutes of research, or I mean, he's probably capping on that, but um, he's learned a decent amount in that short time, right? He's learned that how the markets move, right? He's learned about indicators. He's learned about the fundamentals of what, Forex is. And I think that's he explained it in a very good way, right? A very, in a way that, the general public can understand. So I like that.
Sense for me. I still haven't fully grasped my head around it, but I can't really give you guys a better explanation just yet, because again, I've only watched a 10-minute video on this topic. That is the whole premise of this video. I'm trying to get into this as a
Maybe he wasn't counting about the 10 minutes.
complete beginner from complete scratch, no prior experience. But my plan here is going to be to do a ton of research at the beginning of the week. I'm going to look into, first of all, how can I make money with this? Is it even possible? Is it a real thing? But I'm also interested in different known Instagram Forex scams out there. I'm going to reach out to people, just consume as much knowledge as possible about this whole mysterious world of Forex day trading. And once I get a little research under my belt, I want to go ahead and then dive into the live market with $1,000 and see how that plays out. Will I lose all?
I know he's doing this, for YouTube video. He's doing this for entertainment purposes, but anybody who's looking to get into the Forex market and looking to actually learn the skill of trading, that is not a good idea at all, right? Just watching some videos and then just jumping into the live market with, what did he say, $100, $1,000, whatever. No, no, don't do that whatsoever. What we recommend here at the Traders Corner is you can take some you can take somebody's course, or you can learn on YouTube for free. Doesn't matter how you learn, but there's plenty of resources for you to learn. And once you have learned, you take that to a demo account, which you're basically trading with free money, so you're not risking any of your own money, and then you will learn the actual skill of trading, right? And then after that point is when you feel comfortable, that's when you would take your own money into the live market, not anytime before.
All of it, or will I be posted up in a Rolls Royce Phantom at the end of this week with a Patek Philippe straight dripping off my wrist? I don't know. So after consuming a whole lot of Forex YouTube content during my free time for a couple of days, I was kind of starting to get a surface level understanding of how this all works. And at that point, I proceeded to dive even deeper into this by reaching out to one of the individuals whose videos I came across during my search for knowledge. This was a Forex YouTuber named Justin. I'm not affiliated with him in any shape or form. I just saw that in his videos, he was focusing more on describing strategy rather than just selling a lifestyle. So I reached out to him. He was willing to hop on a quick call and share some of the tips and overall things he's learned during his last 5 years of trading the Forex market. Hey, what's up? So after we got all of the formalities out of the way, I began by asking him what his best advice was for a beginner such as myself.
Well, man, that's a loaded question, because there are so many things that beginners need to understand when they're trading. It's like any industry you want to hop into.
Right.
There isn't just one answer. There's like a million things you need to understand. But if I were to keep it short and simple to the point for beginners, it would be, do not complicate it. Find a strategy that's already consistently profitable and stick with it.
I then asked how he knew where these.
I like that a lot. It's much easier to just, find somebody else's strategy that works, and then just use that over and over and get comfortable with it, and then start trading that, rather than going through the market for spending hours and hours and hours and then coming up with your own strategy and then trading that. While there are benefits to coming up with your own strategy, I think it's much simpler in order to just find a simple proven strategy and then just learn that and then trade that. So I like that. That's good advice.
These currency prices are about to go and what he kind of looks out for.
Divergence is a specific type of method where you look at price action and you look to see if there's a difference between price action and whatever indicator you're using.
Okay, so you don't use like fundamentals or anything like that? You don't look at politics, global events, none of that?
I personally don't, even though I do check ahead of time. So you also want to write this down, forexfactory.com.
Let me wait.
Yeah, Forex Factory is a good one. More so if you're more of an intraday trader like myself, where you're trading more on the 1 minute, 15 minute, even maybe the 1 hour, where where news and fundamental analysis will really affect these like intraday swings in the market, right? So for example, if there's big news coming out at, let's say, 10 a.m., you might want to stay out of the market at 10 a.m. if you're trading an intraday strategy, because depending on if the news is good or bad, it could push price in a way that'll like hit your stop loss and then stop you out, right? And it doesn't affect longer term traders as much, just because they're not as prone to being affected by those short intraday swings as shorter term traders are, just because they're in the market for a longer time. Their stop losses are wider, their targets are wider, things like that.
What'd you say? He also told me about the main platform Forex traders normally use.
Something called MetaTrader 4. So MetaTrader 4 is the platform that we use that brokers connect to,
as well as some other resources I could look into.
So, I always tell people, don't buy a course, just go, for example, one of the most popular websites we'll go to learn for free is babypips.com.
This conversation was definitely...
Yeah, let me just go back to that. I also started learning on Baby Pips. That was the first website I actually ever went to. And yeah, they have some great information on Baby Pips. It is basic, but if you want to learn the basics, if you are a beginner, then Baby Pips is a very good free alternative. And just I want to touch on the fact that this guy, Justin, he's a real one for actually hopping on a FaceTime call with a beginner and explaining like things like this to a beginner, because a lot of people wouldn't want to waste their time, quote unquote, or take the time out of their busy schedules to be doing things like this. But the fact that he did that, and he was willing to give him this sort of good advice for a beginner, I like that a lot.
Popular websites we'll go to learn
up with some tips after the call and
tips.com.
This conversation was definitely helpful. Justin also followed up with some tips after the call and explained how the leverage works with Forex, which I definitely was not aware of. So big shout out to him for all of that. But the biggest piece of advice he gave me, and the thing that he emphasized the most, was to look into a strategy called divergence day trading. That's the type of trading he said changed his life and was the reason he was able to become a full-time Forex trader. So I'm definitely going to look further into that.
I like divergence a lot too. I use it in my own personal strategy.
I did some research on divergence day trading and I kind of understand it now. I think I can probably explain it in like 20 seconds, so let me just do that real quick. So when you're looking at this graph right here, for example, of the US dollar against the euro, you can add more little graphs down here called indicators or oscillators. I'm just gonna call them little graphs. Not sure what all the different indicators out there represent, but they usually follow the same exact path as the original price graph. However, when there's a discrepancy between the two, this is called a divergence, and depending on what kind of discrepancy it is, it supposedly can tell you where the price is going to go next. So that's going to be my strategy when we actually get into some live trading.
One thing I just realized is the strategy he's going to be using, it's obviously a very simple divergence strategy, but with this strategy, or really with any strategy that you're starting out with, you should have hard and fast rules around your risk and reward, because I didn't hear it in the conversation that he had with Justin, but I don't think Justin mentioned risk reward and how important that is. He mentioned that he texted him afterwards and told him about leverage and things like that, but I don't think he mentioned anything about risk and reward. And risk and reward is definitely very important, because you need to know how much you want to risk per trade. That way, you're not, over leveraging the market, or you lose one trade or two trades and your account is completely wiped out. You want to have a good risk to reward rules.
Discrepancy it is, it supposedly can tell you where the price is going to go next. So that's going to be my strategy when we actually get into some live trading. But the last thing I want to go over before we do that is I want to talk about the Instagram poll I put up yesterday and what you guys had to say. So the simple yes or no is Forex day trading a scam poll went up 22 hours ago. Out of the almost 10,000 people who viewed it, about 4,000 actually voted, and the result came out to a 43 to 57% split in favor of no. But the fact that this vote was so close is kind of interesting. It basically means that half of the people, at least the people who viewed my story, believe that it is a scam. So the general perception of this business is not too hot. But things get even more interesting when we look at the...
Yeah, that's just the reality of the situation, just because of how saturated the market is with these fake gurus and all these people recruiting and saying, join my course, or join my group, join my team, all that stuff. And yeah, it's just not really a good look for the foreign exchange space, but I'm making money, so it's fine with me.
The replies of the next story where I actually asked for written opinions as well as general advice. As per usual, about 90% of the replies were people trolling, but there were a lot of people who actually took it seriously and provided some good opinions. And after looking through a lot of the replies, the general consensus I kind of got was that there are people making money with Forex and it can be a legit way to come up on a bag. However, the whole Forex space is flooded with scammy individuals who give it a bad rep. I think the reason behind that might be the fact that day trading is just an easy concept to sell. You can put a graph in front of anyone and say that if you buy low and sell high, you can make millions. I'm going to teach you how to tell when the price is going to go up or down, and that's about it. It's a very easy concept for people to understand and get behind. So I think that's why so many fraudulent individuals get in the space and try to sell useless information, and that kind of overshadows the legitimate people in the space who are actually making money with it. That's at least the kind of vibe I got from the people who replied to my story. But I'm also going to look further in some other things you guys recommended. For today though, it's Monday. I got my Forex.com account approved, so I'm going to transfer some money into that as well as download MetaTrader 4. So tomorrow I think we're going to be set to get into some real trading. I'm really hyped about this. I don't know if we'll even make any money, but I'm excited to try it out either way. I just hope both teams have fun. We do be having quite a late start to the trading today. I was hoping to start in the morning, but something came up, so I'm going to be getting into the trading right now at 2 p.m. So pretty late start here, but I want to go over a few things first. I found out that you can't get MetaTrader 4 on a Mac computer. When it comes to Apple, they only have it for iPhone or iPad for some reason. So I downloaded the app on my phone, but I think I'm going to execute the orders through my computer on the Forex.com brokerage. That's the one I'm choosing for this video. I'm still going to look at the MetaTrader 4 charts on my phone though, just because this Forex website doesn't actually have all of the indicators I'm interested in. So shortly after saying this, I got right into analyzing these spiky boys. However, once I actually started looking at them, I couldn't find any divergences, so I said new plan and just resorted to using different patterns I'd find online, then looking at the RSI indicator to see if the currency was being overbought or oversold. Okay, so I think I might have something here. There's something called the pennant chart pattern. I'll put up what that looks like on the screen as well as what I'm looking at on my screen on the computer right here.
So one quick note, I would recommend any beginner to, find one strategy and stick to it rather than trying to fill their head up with as much knowledge as possible, because it could divide your focus and you miss both things, right? So in my opinion, I think it would be better to learn one thing and then just harp on that, and you get really good at spotting that one thing. Because he said you didn't spot divergence, and I just saw divergence on the screen just now. But that's me. I trade divergence. He's obviously a beginner, but I would say, just as a tip for me to get good at one thing and then try to find it over and over and over.
Resembling this pennant chart pattern, as you can see, we got the little flagpole here, and it's doing the little narrow thing right here, and we're seeing the beginning stages of an uptrend, I believe. So I'm gonna invest right now and see what happens. So I'm still not sure about how all the pip stuff works, but over here it says that I'm trading with about 40% of my account.
Whoa, way too much. 40% of the account. Nope, not good at all.
That sounds good to me. I'm gonna place the trade, and the trade has been executed. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, here's our position right here. This is the level where it executed, and I think it'll be easier to tell if we go on the line graph. Okay, that's not good. This is where it's at right now, and this is where we bought it at. But I'm gonna be patient. I'm not gonna be emotional. I'm gonna stick to the strategy, and hopefully we get past this point right here so I can sell it and secure a profit. So after the first buy, I went ahead and did a bunch of scalp trading, which is basically where you buy and sell pretty quickly to secure a small profit each time. I was using the patterns I found on Instagram and then was confirming whether it was a good time to buy or not according to the RSI little graph down there, and things went pretty well. There were a couple of roller coasters there. We're in the green, baby. Are you seeing this? We're up by $2 right now. Hand it over. Hand over the yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Give me the yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it just keeps going up. We're up by $3 right now. In the red again. We're down by 30 cents. What's going on? Okay, so dip once again, but we're back in the green. But ended up walking away with all.
He is on the 1 minute chart, as you can see. It's definitely price is gonna fluctuate a lot. And that's probably why he's like, oh, we're up $3, now we're down 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? It's not usually like that unless you're really trading on the 1 minute, or not even really the 5 minute. Only really the 1 minute is that volatile, right? Because each candle is only 1 minute of data. So yeah.
all of the trades being profitable on the first day and earning about $6. I know it's not much, but I did learn a lot in terms of how the brokerage website that I was using worked, how to buy and sell, how to read the charts, how the leverage kind of works. So it was a really good experience, and we did come out of that day profitable. The next day rolled around. I took day 2 a little more seriously. I set up my old laptop to have the Forex charts on there, so that way I could work on my other laptop and just look over to check on how the trades were going whenever I needed to. But I continued doing the little scalp trades. I was still learning a whole lot at this point. I even tried executing a short position for the first time ever, so that was pretty exciting. And shorting basically means you toss an Uno reverse card on the graph and say that you believe that the graph will go down, and if you're right, you make money. If you're wrong, you lose money. So once again, I did very low risk trades for day 2 and ended
Low risk. You put 40%
an Uno reverse card on the graph and say that you believe that the graph will go down, and if you're right, you make money.
To me, anything over 2%, even 3% risk per, like 2% of your account, like risking 2% of your account per trade is risky. So this man risking 40%.
If you're wrong, you lose money. So once again, I did very low risk trades for day 2 and ended up somehow coming out profitable on every single one of them. I couldn't figure out how to get a trade history report on here, so here's me refreshing the page at the end of day 2 to show the results and that we made $10.43 total. Given that we started with $1,000, we were now up 1% in 2 days. So hey, if we were trading with 100K, that would be $1,000 that we would have earned in 2 days, so not too shabby. But with all of this experience and research under my belt, I decided to go all in on day 3 of trading, which would be the final day of this challenge. Day 1 was practice. Day 2 was warm up. Day 3, it's game time, baby. The real though, today is going to be the final day of trading we can have since I'm uploading this video tomorrow. So I thought that it would be kind of interesting to test something out, since for the last 2 days I've just kind of been moving slowly and steadily. I've been looking at patterns, I've been looking at the RSI indicator, just taking a whole lot of things into account. And in doing that, we have been consistently making a small profit, but I'm not really sure if it's just luck or if we're actually onto something here. So I figured it'd be a good idea to test that out today and start off the day by just going into a bunch of random trades to see what would happen. If we're still making money, then everything we've been kind of doing here is pure luck. But here, so I figured it'd be a good idea to test that out today and start off the day by just going into a bunch of random trades to see what would happen. If we're still making money, then everything we've been kind of doing here is pure luck. But if
Nope. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He was making money day 1 and day 2 by scalping. And he was using the RSI and he was doing all these chart patterns and all this stuff. Just continue doing what was working for you, right? But I do understand his mentality in doing that, because he hasn't put time in the market. He hasn't gone through that phase of trading demo with the fake money, so that he can develop confidence in the strategy that he's tested. He's only been using this for 2 days with live money, right? So he doesn't really have the confidence in the strategy to use this over a longer period of time. So he doesn't know if he has been getting lucky or not. I get that, but don't just enter random trades. I don't recommend that. Maybe he's successful with it. You never know. But if he had a strategy that was working for him, stick with it. Just likewise with you guys. If any of you guys have a strategy that's working for you, just continue doing that.
if not, maybe we're onto something here by looking at these patterns and taking into account these different indicators. So let's just go ahead and start off by going into some random trades today and see what happens.
Ballin' like her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ballin' like her. Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely not my best idea. As soon as I started going off randomly, I started losing money. May I add, very quickly. At one point I was down by like $50, but I kind of just stuck through it and ended up getting back out once I had my original $1,000 back. And from there I continued doing what I did for the last 2 days, since the whole going in random technique did not go very well. And on this third day I also finally spotted a discrepancy in the price and RSI graph, so we had a divergence on our hands. This one indicated that the market was about to fall, so I went in with a short position and did eventually come out of it with $2.40 profit. I really did not play it too well. I got in at a bad time and got out out kind of early, but still, I got to try out the divergence strategy and it worked. Before we get into how much we made total here, I want to go over a couple of things and please take them with a grain of salt. Again, I've only been doing this for 1 week. But when it comes down to answering the question I asked in the beginning of this video of whether Forex is a scam or not, I really wouldn't say so. I think it gets a bad rep for the wrong reasons. And I understand why. From researching this topic, I mean, so many just completely obviously scamming individuals and videos would pop up that it was just ridiculous. Some of this stuff was so bad, it just felt like satire. It was something I would say in a video as a joke, but these people were obviously not joking based on all the affiliate links they put in their descriptions. All that aside though, after looking into Forex and actually trying it out for myself, I would definitely say that I now have a more positive outlook on it than I had before I tried it out, although I really don't know how sustainable it is. I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's a sustainable form of income. Trading online is very different from starting an online business. Forex trading is more like learning a skill and then using that skill to compete in a risky sport. It's nothing about it is very passive. It's not like a business that you can start and then eventually step back from it and have it all automated. So the conclusion,
I would agree with that for the most part. For me, myself, I created a bot, so it does trade for me in the background. So to me, it is passive, but for a vast majority of traders out there, this is the case. You know, it is. I like how he equated it to learning a skill and then competing in a risky sport, because that is essentially what, you know, trading is. You can only make money in the market if other people are in the market to move the money around, right? So you can only make money if the money moves from if price moves from here to here or here to here, and you call it going from here to here, right? That's the only way that it can that you can make money in the market, and you have to show up and do that every single day, and that's the only way you'll be able to make money. So I like the way he equated it to learning a skill and then playing a sport.
I kind of came to here is that there definitely has to be people out there making consistent money with Forex, but if you want to try it out, I definitely recommend you do a ton of your own research. I think the people out there who are actually consistently making money with this have been learning and practicing this skill for years, so you definitely have to be very patient with it. But all of that said, I did have a lot of fun partaking in this trading for the last couple of days, and for the first 2 days we came out to $10.43 profit, but it's not about the money sum here because we're trading with a really small amount. It's about the percentage, and we made 1%. Might not sound like a lot, but a good savings account at a bank will get you like 2% in interest rates per year. We just made 1% in 2 days. So I mean, buy my Forex mentorship, baby. No, but in all seriousness, on the third day, we were down by like over $50. Eventually that came back up though. I did some more scalp trading and we had the one divergence trade. And with all of that, we managed to come back up to $10 in profit flat. So basically,
So what I hear from that is if he wasn't going in wild and randomly entering trades, he would have been up probably $100, right? Because he said he was up 10, down 50, and then he got back up to 50. He got back up to about $1,010, right? So he's overall up 1%. He definitely would have been over 10% if he had, you know, just kept with his scalping strategy. But you know, that's the thing about Forex. You just gotta show up and be consistent and do that all the time.
we're walking away with a 1% gain in 3 days. If I hadn't pulled all those stupid trades earlier today, we'd probably be walking away with a 1.5 or even 2% gain. And if you think about it, if you can get 0.5% daily very consistently with Forex, and you do that with a large sum of money, you can actually make some serious money with it. So I guess I definitely think it is possible to make money with this.
It's entirely possible.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed this highly requested video, and let me know in the comments what kind of money making scheme I should get into next. Hope you guys have a great
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Overall, I like his mentality throughout it, of like in terms of being open-minded to Forex and how it is not just a scam. It is not just what you see on the internet, right? It is a very legitimate and real way that people can make, you know, money from home, from their computers, from wherever they want to, you know. And I do like it that how his outlook has somewhat changed throughout his 1 week process in this. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below if you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, even if you have any comments, you know, yeah, leave it all down below. It's been Daniel from the Traders Corner, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.